What's up everybody, I am the one and only Sugi, and today I'm going to be reviewing the beta of Gigantic or Gigantic, I'm not really sure how you spell it. And this is a game that I already played in the past. I made my first impressions video back in January 2015. And the game has been in development for many years already. It was already announced back in 2014 summer. But the company who's making it, Motiga, has had some bumps on the road. They had to lay off some of the people from the company because they had some financial struggles. And I mean, this is a company that was, I believe, they got some venture capital money. This is an independent. They're not under EA, Activision, or Bethesda or anything like that. And they were like, it was founded by industry veterans who worked at Bethesda, I believe, Blizzard, or even Riot Games, I suppose so. So a lot of people essentially, who, worked in the gaming industry past, started this new company. And it's really ambitious and really risky, but I think it will pay off. And a lot has since then changed since my last impressions on the game. Obviously, they picked Perfect World as publisher, which means the game will be on Arc. It won't be on Steam, but it's also on Microsoft Store, and it will be also released on Xbox One. The beta will be on Xbox One as well, so the open beta will start on 12th of December, if I remember right. And also, not only these big changes also happened on the company, but also on the game itself. The maps have been altered a bit for what they used to be, at least the game mode that I played last time on the closed beta was a lot different from the original Cliff Canyon map. And other things that changed, obviously, they have added skins to the game, and it's sort of a card system that didn't exist back then, which is essentially just like a loot system, kind of like something like that. And also there is some tweaks into the interface. I also think in the very first impressions the game was a lot more clunkier. I think there was some FPS issues, and it was not as smooth as it is right now. And it's really nice to play. There are some tweaking that it needs to be done, some fine detail on the animations and the ranges of the characters and balancing, the normal stuff, the polishing of the game that still needs to be done. And I mean, still it's in technical, it's now in closed beta, but will be in open beta soon, so it's not the final product. And obviously, it's a very stylistic game. There is that, Miyamoto type of that's the guy who's done like the famous anime movies like the Spirit Within, or not Spirit Within. God damn it, like Hole's Flying Castle and the others. And that was one of the main inspirations for the art style of the game, obviously in Disney, which can be seen kind of like with the guardians of the game, which are these sort of like creatures that you have to protect in the game mode. And it is this sort of a combination of a MOBA and a control point of a game, so a bit of a capture the flag type of element with MOBA, because you're spanning these monsters into these points in the game. There is A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, where you're able to span these monsters, and you're able to unlock and buy these monsters. You have like these dragons, Cerberus, and other type of things, and there will be probably a lot more in the future as they create them. I believe there is around 12 characters inside the game right now, varying from ranged and melee, and all of them kind of have like a right click, left click, and then you have 3 abilities. Among this, you can sprint and dash forward, sideways, and then you have obviously the jump ability as well, and sprinting. So it's really fun game in terms of the gameplay. I like it a lot. Understanding the strategy and the meta might take some time. There is a tutorial in the game which will tell you a lot of the basics, but understanding like a lot of the matchups and the abilities and what creature you should be spawning in which part of the map, I think that will take some time to learn. Obviously I had some confusion on my last 2 games that I played, because the game itself hasn't changed too much, as in the victory conditions and the mode. I think the maps are a lot smaller than they used to be. They were a lot bigger maps, I believe, in the beginning. And then you also have a leveling system on the game. And the cool thing about it is kind of like in Heroes of the Storm, where you choose one of the talents for each ability. So one ability might increase the damage for this gun or the weapon, the rocket launcher, or it will increase the AoE or the range. So you have to choose. So there is the type of a customization for your playstyle, which is really cool in my opinion. Also, I really like the character designs. They're very, very unique. Also, the Guardians look very, very nice. The evil one, or not the bird one, I think this is like a snake dragon. That is a lot different looking than it used to be in the first impression. So they changed the design a bit more. It looks very Disney-like. And there's going to be a lot of people who will be very appealed to the graphical style of the game. And I also played the game first on on mouse and keyboard. But then I switched to the Xbox controller, and I found that the Xbox controller is perfect for this game. I think the mouse and keyboard were really, I don't want to say bad, but it was a really like a mild difference between the two. And I feel like if you have that controller over there, please use that, because I do feel it's a lot more smoother. I mean, obviously you have to aim on the game and you have the cursor, but the hitboxes are still like, they're not CSGO hitboxes or anything like that. So it's not that really hard to really hit, and I don't think you will be in like a huge disadvantage like what would you be like playing a Halo on console versus PC. So definitely I think controller is much more fluid for the game, and it will be probably really, really nice game to play on Xbox One if you own it. And I think the game will be successful. That's what I've been saying since I first saw the game, because it looks beautiful, it plays out differently. I do have my doubts about the game mode itself. Maybe they should add some fun games like arena deathmatch and stuff like that as side modes for the casuals to play in and have fun with the characters. That is a really good way to keep players inside the game, the fun modes, because I do think there is actually really hard, and I got really fucking wrecked on the games that I played, the two games that I played on the game, because I just really, well, wasn't really like super confused what to do, but you know, positioning and you should be extending, and when the Guardians will attack each other, and you know, these time things and the scoreboard, I was a bit confused. I didn't understand all these elements, and obviously that is something that you will learn as you play more the game. And obviously, as I said, there are tutorials. There's also a training mode where you can try mechanics, and you can essentially a sandbox mode where you can try your abilities, jumping, sprinting on cliffs, and it's a really, really good way to improve your mechanics or learn all the characters and what they do and what their abilities do, and also experiment on the talent builds, like, is this build better, what should I level first, and all of that. So there is a depth into the game, there is a skill into the game, there is a lot of appeal to the game, and I think it will be popular. Obviously, I'm not really like a guy who tries to enforce monopolies. I don't like the ideas where everybody streams on Twitch or every game has to be on Steam. But you have some successful cases where you have games that, well, Hi-Res obviously no longer is exclusive to their own client, but they weren't on Steam originally. So what I'm trying to say here is that good that, you know, some of these great games are outside Steam, and obviously maybe the game will have a bigger community on console than PC. That is also a viable possibility. I also see an esports aspect to the game. I think it could be actually pretty good for the viewership, because the camera angles are much more zoomed out as they would be in a game like Overwatch and Paladins, and it's a bit more, I think you can juke around in this game more, like dodge abilities more easily. I would say it's in some ways it's a bit slower than those two games, and I think obviously Overwatch is on Xbox and it's on PS4, so or is it on PS4? I don't remember. But I think it could have definitely an audience even in PC, even in console, and there is a cross-play inside the game. So you're able to play, if your friend has an Xbox One, you can play with your friend on PC, which is cool, and that's kind of something that we wish that many other games would have these days. In some games, it's definitely an advantage to be on PC. In this game, I don't see it. Obviously, a lot of people will disagree with that statement. But just to kind of summarize my thoughts on the game, it's still early on the process, and I think that they haven't fully figured out the monetization model. I didn't see that many skins on the game. You will be unlocking the champions or the characters inside the game. Obviously, in the beta, you I think have like starting 4 or something like that. And you're able to unlock these, and you're able to unlock skins, and probably they're gonna have other stuff that you can unlock throughout the game by grinding it. and I think it doesn't have a ranked mode yet, but might have in open beta. But you know, there are some elements that are still missing on the game, and I have no doubt that they will able to fix them and added them to the game. And I think, you know, I've been talking with some of the people on the company previously, I have a lot of trust with them and that they will make this game very successful. And I really hope it will be successful because it's really refreshing type of a game. Even though this team shooter thing is becoming big of a thing, a lot of people are trying it. But Gigantic has much more melee characters inside this game compared to like Overwatch or Paladins, for instance. So this is not only like a range type of characters only. And thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned. I will make some videos about Gigantic and Gigantic in the future as well, probably more on the open beta. And stay tuned for other MOBA reviews, other arena game reviews on this channel, and I will see you soon. Cheers.